Panthers, maybe the Saints, or the Falcons. But ultimately, Watson makes the right choice. He picks the team with by far the most talent on their roster. From Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, Amari Cooper, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt. A lot to break down here. So much to discuss here on the Cleveland Browns Report. We're going to continue to just soak it in right now because Deshaun Watson is going to the Cleveland Browns. 5-year deal. Let's reset the scene here and let's just bathe in this one more time. Deshaun Watson is going to the Cleveland Browns. I can't believe it, but it's happening. He ultimately decides Cleveland's where he wants to be. It is real. You are not dreaming. He's agreeing to a 5-year, $230 million guaranteed contract with the Cleveland Browns. He makes the right choice. He thought about the Falcons, the Saints, but ultimately he wants to go to the best team. He wants to go to the team with Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, Nick Chubb, Amari Cooper, Kareem Hunt, DPJ for shits and giggles. We're here on the Browns Report. We're on NFL Daily. Chase Sr. with me. A lot to take in here. A lot of excitement happening for the team by the lake. And if you're excited like I am, this is why you subscribe.
Yes, sir.
Because when stuff like this happens, when Deshaun Watson gets traded to the Browns, in the biggest move in franchise history, we go live. We do it all for you. So if you want more Deshaun Watson content, if you cannot believe the Browns actually pulled this off, then make sure you are subscribed because I still feel like I'm dreaming. And with that in mind, maybe dreaming is your word. What's your one-word reaction to the Deshaun Watson trade? Smiling? Because I don't think I'll go to sleep without a smile on my face tonight. So much to take in here. Dog pound is one word. Super Bowl is another word. Shocker. Really. I mean, we're playing categories at this point. Deshaun Watson, what is this, posting on his Instagram right here?
Yes, this
Producer
is Instagram
Jack
post,
working on the fly. Dog pound. Woof, woof. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go.
Hey,
woof,
hey.
Woof. Unbelievable. But so believable in the moment right now because Watson, this is actually real. Everyone on Twitter said it wasn't going to happen. Twitter's not real life. Twitter's not real life until
only 20% of Americans are on Twitter,
until the
Petey.
trade comes through from Adam Schefter. That's the only thing that's real. The Texans are hosting the Browns, my producer tells me. Could that be week 1? I'm just filibustering because it's all coming in at once. But there's just so much to be excited about. Let me know what your one-word reaction is here. We are going to break it all down. We're going to look at the trade details. We're going to catch our breath a little bit. But for the moment, we're going to be excited about this move because this is the biggest trade in franchise history. Now, I'm going to catch my breath, and I'm going to let Chase Sr. come on. Chase is someone that isn't a part of the Dog Pound, isn't a part of Cleveland sports. What is your unbiased take here, and what do you think went down ultimately for Deshaun Watson to pick the Cleveland Browns over the other options?
Yeah, look, the lazy debate is going to be who won the trade? Was it the Browns? Was it the Houston Texans? We had the similar conversation about Russell Wilson going to the Denver Broncos. Anytime, Matthew, you can land a top 5 quarterback in the National Football League, you win the trade, regardless of what you give up. And when Deshaun Watson is on the field, we're talking about a 5,000-yard passer. We're talking about a guy with elite arm strength. He has fantastic mobility. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Now, in my humble opinion, I think he's the 3rd best quarterback in the NFL behind Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, who are really neck and neck for those 1 and 2 spots. I'd put Watson at number 3. I think he's a little bit better than a guy like Aaron Rodgers. Now, Tom Brady coming out of retirement enters the fold as well, but the point here being, in terms of ability, in terms of potential, in terms of what he's done in his career, in terms of the long look at what Deshaun Watson can bring Cleveland, this is a franchise game changer. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League. And this move sends complete ripple effects across the entire National Football League. This right here, monster news for Cleveland. And with the trade acquisition, 3 first-round picks, 2 additional picks, that's what we know right now.
Doesn't matter.
The Browns become a player in the AFC.
Yeah, in an AFC arms race. But if you're concerned about the draft capital being given up, ask yourself this test. If you combined all those players, would they be as meaningful as Deshaun Watson to a team winning? Most likely not. There is no quarterback in this class, in my opinion, that would have the impact that Watson would have. I understand it's tough to get a lot of picks, but Browns fans, they should know more than anyone that you can miss on the draft, right? Not every pick is going to be a bona fide first rounder. So you know what? Take proven talent, especially when it's someone like Deshaun Watson, who isn't even entering his prime.
Right.
The guy was drafted in 2017. He's just getting started. The Browns, sure, maybe sell the farm system of picks a little bit, but from what I'm reading so far, they're not giving up any of their core players. No Denzel Ward on the move. Myles Garrett was never going to be an option. Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, DPJ, they're all staying put. They're keeping the whole cast together, and they're adding a top 5 quarterback because the AFC has never been this good before. So the Browns and Andrew Berry, Kevin Stefanski, power to you for not just turtling up and shelling as one and going, I guess we'll wait our turn. Hopefully the other teams just kind of die off a little bit. No. They join the fight. They bring a gun to a gunfight by getting Deshaun Watson. If you love this trade, and I don't know how you can't, like the video.
Yes. So
make sure you like the video if you are in love with this trade, because how can you not be? It's Deshaun Watson going to the Cleveland Browns. This is not a dream. It's unbelievable.
And here's the deal, too. On the Cleveland Browns report, 250 people watching live on one of our key upstart channels here under the Chat Sports umbrella. More than 3,000 people watching live on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel. But on the Cleveland Browns report, 33 likes, 262 people watching live. You got to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. How are you not pumped up about Deshaun Watson being traded to your squad? We should get to 100 likes as that audience continues to grow, and hit that red subscribe button. Who else went live right after this trade as quickly as we did? And we're about to break this down in full analysis. Nobody. Us here at Chat Sports, Matthew Peterson with the Cleveland Browns report. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. 60 likes right now. We got to get to 100 before we really break this down in further detail and then take your questions here on the live show.
Yeah, we have a ton of breakdown. Let's briefly touch on Baker, though, because a lot of questions about his future, which is done in Cleveland. I'm guessing he goes to Indianapolis, maybe Seattle. Those would be the two destinations.
That's the preference according to reports.
I think those are the two likely outcomes that they're going to let Baker pick his team. And by the way, the Browns are going to get a pick for Baker. They're going to get a second, maybe a third. I mean, he's coming off shoulder surgery, and the team knows that the Browns are going to sell him for whatever. But for Cleveland to get something in return and to go into the upcoming draft and have a pick likely in day 2 in the second or third round, to not have to wait till the 4th round to make their first selection, that is huge. They can help contribute to the defensive side, meaning getting an inside, a defensive tackle. Maybe you want to beef up the offensive line a little bit, draft a backup center for Nick Harris. So much to do, so much to break down. But let's just enjoy this moment right now, because the Cleveland Browns, for the first time ever really, or the first time since Kosar, have their QB. It's been that long. But the days of the QB carousel in Cleveland are over.
As for the former quarterback, Petey, break it down.
Dov. He tweets out, Browns QB for now, Baker Mayfield informed the team he prefers to be traded to the Colts over the Seahawks. He likes the dome. He doesn't want to hang out in the rain. I don't care. I don't give a shit where he goes at this point. It's just, if he wants to go to the Colts and run the football there, Jonathan Taylor, power to him. The Seahawks are in the middle of a rebuild right now, it feels like, or a retool. Indianapolis looking to win right now. And I, tongue-in-cheek with Baker, I don't want it to be lost that Baker did a lot of great things for this city. I mean, Baker Mayfield got the Browns to the postseason, a playoff win in Pittsburgh, of all places, to end the drought, a 20-year drought. Unbelievable. Such a great feeling. But ultimately, the Browns feel that we have to improve at the quarterback position. And Andrew Berry, as a GM, his job is to get the best players on his team.
No doubt about it. Now,
and he did it.
Yeah, on the Cleveland Browns report, this is the first time we're going live, right, Matthew?
Yeah, we're killing it.
First
Shout
time
out to
that
the
we're
dog
going
pound.
live here on
Shout
the
out to the
dog
pound.
Hey, 108 likes, 381 people watching live. That audience only going to continue to grow over time. Make sure you subscribe to the channel by hitting that red subscribe button down below. Like the video if you're pumped up about this trade. But also, for the first time in the history of the Cleveland Browns report, we can take super chats here on the channel. So if you want your questions answered and you want to jump ahead of everybody else who's in line in front of you, we'll answer your questions guaranteed if you super chat us. So make sure you hit that super chat function and we'll answer all of your questions.
And if you
Yes.
Bernie's the only.
Yes, he's better than Bernie.
So Boss Man Yodes is an Ohio guy, and yesterday he was wearing a Bernie Kosar jersey.
The vintage image
Bernie
on that
Kosar
shirt was fresh as hell.
To get some good vibes going to Cleveland.
Yeah.
And it worked.
And it worked.
Thanks, Bernie.
Thanks, Bernie.
4 Bernie heads. 4 Bernie heads
Bernie
for Watson
heads.
to Cleveland. 4 Bernie heads. 5, 6 Bernie heads. It's coming to Cleveland.
Yo. Okay. Jack, can't hear you. So if
3
you could hop on the
first-round
mic,
picks.
that'd be awesome.
Producer Jack.
Okay.
So a 3 first, a third, and they're getting a 5th or 4th. Okay. Okay, so 3 firsts. They're giving up 3 firsts, the 13th overall pick, and then a first in 2023, which hopefully is the 32nd, right? You want to win the Super Bowl. And then the last pick, then a first-round pick in 2024, third-round pick in this upcoming draft, and then they swap their 4th and 5th round picks, meaning the Browns move up. So they get a 4th and they lose a 5th. So ultimately, look at it this way to dumb it down. The Browns get Deshaun Watson for 3 firsts, a 3rd, and they receive a 4th and lose a 5th. Like,
Unbelievable.
That's unbelievable. I thought it would cost more. I really did. Now, if you're coming across this channel for the first time because you're looking for more ways to consume this awesome news, then make sure you are subscribed because we have been putting out Browns content for a long time here on the Browns Report by Chat Sports. So make sure you are subscribed. Join us at the channel. Join the Dog Pound on YouTube. That way you never miss breaking news like this when it happens. We had a lot of a lot of bells and whistles going off for Amari Cooper, but this takes the cake. Amari Cooper to the Cleveland Browns with Deshaun Watson now.
Here we go.
We're getting more news in.
Yeah, Colts and Browns having discussions about a Baker Mayfield trade per league sources. Right now, just discussions, but something to keep an eye out for. Now, another team in the AFC has also added to their roster Juju Smith-Schuster signing with the Kansas City Chiefs. Talk about this Ian Rappaport tweet here, Petey.
Yeah, Ian Rappaport tweeting out that the Browns and Texans are in an agreement for the Deshaun Watson trade. Let's get it on screen because I'm a visual guy too, so it's harder to take it in if you're just listening to me yell right now. 3 firsts, a 3rd, a late round pick swap of a 4th and a 5th. It's done. He's a member of the Browns. Was it $230 million guaranteed? You know what? That's guaranteeing performance that's going to result in wins for the Browns. The days of wearing trash bags over your heads at First Energy Stadium, they're done.
Yeah.
They are done. I am all in, and I'm not going to eat my words later. And I know I know there are people on Twitter, by the way, because I was in those Twitter spaces. A lot of people have to go out and buy some Browns jerseys that said this would never happen. I know one individual that's got to donate $1,000 to a charity. If you know, you know, because he said this would never happen. Also, Jadeveon Clowney, right before we came on here, was interested in coming back on a 2-year, $24 million contract.
Yep.
Why not? Right? If the Browns have the money, now they didn't have too much cap space, especially after this deal for Deshaun Watson. But if Clowney wants to take a cheaper deal and make a Super Bowl run and not have to move because moving sucks, you don't have to get a U-Haul. You can stay in your home and pair up with Myles Garrett, where you had 9 sacks last season and revived your career. Why not do it? We got some other news coming across the news feed here. We got Juju. Oh, wow. Okay, he leaves the AFC North to go to the Kansas City Chiefs, so won't miss him. I thought he peaked in 2018 anyway, so as I like to say, who gives a shit?
Jack, do we want to catch up on some supers? Obviously, we want to start that Browns cut at some point soon.
Yep.
I would imagine.
Well, Chase, you take this away for a moment.
I'm
looking to see what Albright's been saying, because if you know, Benjamin Albright's been on this for a while, and he said this never happened.
Do your thing. Focus in on your thing. Live on the Cleveland Browns Report, live on Chat Sports. A combined almost 4,000 people watching between both channels. $20 Super Chat. Huge Seahawks fan. Sad times right now. Love your content. Keep it up. Really appreciate you supporting the show. For a $20 Super Chat, I am going to take a shot.
Cheers
Christian
to you.
Witherby, thank you so much for your donation right here on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel. And also, 500 people watching live on the Cleveland Browns Report. First time we've gone live on this channel. Matthew Peterson has kept you up to date with all of the latest Browns news and rumors all throughout the offseason, and we're only going to continue to churn out crazy coverage. And here on the Browns Report, we want our first Super Chat in the channel's history. Who's going to be the first one to send in that donation? $20 super chat from Christian. I'm taking a shot for that. Read this $2 super chat from Jerome, Peter.
Yeah, Jerome coming in with the super chat saying, you've been drinking too much. Saints don't get nothing. You know what? The Saints got to go to Bourbon Street and drink their sorrows away because they don't have Deshaun Watson, but the Cleveland Browns do. And I can't believe it.
Another $2 super chat.
From Ryan coming in. Gee, kind of like I knew Hooper was coming here. I think he's talking about Hooper to where did he go? I already forgot. Carolina
Panthers, I think, but
Titans,
it was Titans. Okay,
Titans
there were conflicting reports.
Like that move,
there were conflicting reports. Some people had said he was going to the Carolina Panthers. He is going to the Tennessee Titans. It's a 1-year deal worth, I believe, around $6 million. That's the deal for Austin Hooper, who can immediately become a very good tight end in that Tennessee offense. Earlier today on NFL Daily, we talked about Tennessee needing to add another offensive piece, maybe a trade for Robert Woods. They go tight end, and they bring in Austin Hooper, who was released by the aforementioned and the very popular now Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, and it saved I think it was $7 million in cap space.
About that.
Somewhere in that ballpark. All right, another super chat coming in from Derek. And by the way, we're simulcasting on our Browns channel. So if you want to be the first one to get a super chat and get the love from the the Browns report, the dog pound here.
We're going to the port because everybody's got to hop on board, hop on the ship, and let's ride.
Yeah, I'm not going to remember tonight. I feel like this was the Super Bowl Atlanta versus Pats. Atlanta was up at the half just to blow a lead and lose the game. There were so many Falcons fans tweeting that the Falcons got an early lead on Watson, but at about the 28th minute of their phone call with him, he decided to change his mind.
Yes, he did.
And that happened again. Derek with one of the Super Chat legends so far here on the Browns Report. Let's go to another one here. Cheers to you, Tang. Who does Watson throw to? DPJ? Well,
Amari
Odell?
Cooper, brother. Come on now.
Does he know? Does he know?
You know that they traded late-round picks
got bad news for you,
Amari
buddy.
Cooper.
This is 2022, not 2021. OBJ is no longer on. Okay, he knows this. Are gone. Good. Is this the also reason why they cut so many guys to free cap space? Well, they didn't really cut too many guys, but he has DPJ, Anthony Schwartz, and best of all, Amari Cooper. They can still sign, sure, more of a gadget-type player in free agency, but if they get a second rounder for Baker Mayfield, that's your pick right there. Chris Olave, George Pickens, Jahan Dotson, Christian Watson, someone in that second, third round tier, you pair that rookie up with Amari Cooper, Deshaun Watson will do just fine. He will manage. Watson's going to have plenty of people to throw to. And when he gets tired, arm hurts a little bit, want to give it to Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, everybody, pick your poison. Both are dynamic and prolific rushers in the NFL. The Browns are going to be loaded. The Browns are going to be loaded. Make sure you are subscribed, by the way, to the Browns Report if you're watching us there for the first time, because when Deshaun Watson gets traded, we move all the pieces here to get live, to get the news to you, and to enjoy the party with you. Cheers to everyone watching. Deshaun Watson is a Cleveland Brown.
Yeah, we're gonna start a cut here.
Yeah, let's break it
Hold
all
on
down.
1 sec.
We're gonna get a little. We're gonna break it all down. I can't believe it.
All right.
He pulled a 180.
Petey, it's your world. We're living in it.
Let's do this.
Go ahead
thing.
and break it down.
Deshaun Watson has been traded to the Cleveland Browns in a blockbuster move after saying that it came down to the Falcons or the Saints. He pulls a 180, and he ultimately, in my opinion, makes the right decision. He joins a loaded roster with Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, and most recently, Amari Cooper. Breaking the news here, Ian Rappaport tweeting out, the Browns and Texans are in an agreement on a trade for Deshaun Watson. It's a 3 first-round picks, a third-rounder, and a late-round pick swap, a 4th and a 5th. It's done. He's a member of the Browns. Probably the best of all at the end there. He's a member of the Browns. So with that all in mind, and as we all enjoy this joyous day in Cleveland Browns history, what is your one-word reaction to the Watson trade? Is it Super Bowl? Is it delirious? Is it smiling? Or are you just going to go with the plain old simple, jumping up and down in one word? Let me know what it is in the comment section below, your one-word reaction to the trade. I also should mention we're here on NFL Daily with the Browns Report. Chase Sr. alongside me, who at this point is just along for the ride with the dog pound.
It's your
to
world.
Enjoy
We're living in it,
this
brother.
amazing day in franchise history. The biggest move as the Browns get Deshaun Watson and a 5th-round pick. The Texans get 3 firsts for the upcoming 3 draft, including the 13th overall pick in a month and change, a 3rd-rounder, and a 4th-rounder. Honestly, way less than I thought it would be. They don't give up a single member of their core. No Kareem Hunt, no Denzel Ward. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Deshaun Watson to the Cleveland Browns. I cannot believe it. I really did not think this was going to happen, especially after he came out and said he had removed the Browns from his list. But ultimately, he looked at the 3 rosters, I think, and said, which of these is the best rosters? And that was never a competition. It was the Browns by a mile. And so what's my word going to be for that? Super Bowl. That's the expectations now for the Cleveland Browns. I mean, ultimately, Andrew Berry said, I need to do my job as a GM. Where can I improve my roster? And he felt the quarterback position was a spot he could improve on. And so what does he do? He tosses his hat in the ring for Deshaun Watson sweepstakes, and he makes it happen. He brings him over from Houston, and there's a lot to unpack here because he did not play in 2021. He's got 22 civil lawsuits against him, but at the end of the day, this is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and we'll break that down for another day. But for right now, Deshaun Watson is going to the Browns, which ultimately does mean that that is the end of the Baker Mayfield era here in Cleveland. As we join Chase Sr. here on the Browns Report, the Baker Mayfield era is over, and I think there's going to be a lot of great memories that come from it. Winning your first postseason game in over 2 decades in Pittsburgh, of all places, against the Steelers team that had been the big brother in the AFC North for so long. But Chase, we welcome you to the show. We welcome you to the Dog Pound.
Yes, sir.
You're one of us right now. You're part of the Smiling Crew. What is your maybe unbiased opinion as someone who's not a Cleveland Browns guy, but just looking at this from afar?
As a guy who covers the NFL on a daily basis, and I absolutely love what I do, this trade is one of the biggest trades in the history of the National Football League. Deshaun Watson, upon getting traded to the Cleveland Browns, is also going to sign a contract worth $80 million more of guaranteed money than any other quarterback in the history of the NFL. It immediately makes the Cleveland Browns Super Bowl contenders in the AFC in a conference that is straight up loaded with some elite quarterback talent, all under the ages of 26 years old. I've been saying this all week. I've been saying this for weeks, that Deshaun Watson, in my opinion, is the 3rd best quarterback in the National Football League, Matthew Peterson. I think he's right behind Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, who are really neck and neck. I'd put Watson at number 3, yes, ahead of Aaron Rodgers, ahead of Tom Brady, who's about to be 45 years old, 70% completion percentage back in 2020 on a roster that was bad with a lot of dysfunctional pieces hovering around Deshaun Watson with an organization that never seems to know what they're doing. 5,000 yards is what he threw for, 33 touchdowns, 7 picks. He can pick you apart with his arm. He can pick you apart with his legs. But what I love about Deshaun Watson, he is a pocket passer first. And for Cleveland, they now have a loaded roster with a really good head coach who I believe in Kevin Stefanski, with an offensive side of the ball that features players like Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Amari Cooper, and David Njoku. A very good offensive line even after they released J.C. Treader. Deshaun Watson, to pivot like this, makes this absolutely epic. But I think you made a good point originally. He went to the right team. Him going to the Atlanta Falcons never made sense to me, Matthew, because I thought they were a rebuilding roster. If anything, he should have gone to the New Orleans Saints if he wasn't going to go to the Atlanta Falcons, because they have pieces on the offensive side of the football. They're set up to win right now. But the Cleveland Browns, as an all-around roster, are the better roster as compared to those two teams. He goes to the right spot. And for Cleveland fans, you just have to be elated at this news. This is a game changer. Yeah. This is a franchise icon. And this is an elite player at the quarterback position who's a winner, and he's always been a winner. 2 national titles appearances at Clemson, 1 national championship over a Nick Saban-led defense in which he carved up in both of those games, by the way, monumental.
Absolutely. And if you're watching this for the first time, as you're looking for places to take in the Deshaun Watson trade news, make sure you're subscribed. And while you're down there, let us know, will the Browns win the AFC North? Were the Bengals a one-hit wonder? Because all of a sudden the Browns go from having the worst quarterback, well, we'll figure out what the Steelers do, but from the bottom of the division, they just threw that blue shell like in Mario Kart all the way to the front, blew up the Ravens and the Bengals, and now have put themselves at the top of the leaderboard in the AFC North. Let me know if the Browns are going to win the division, why for yes and for no. We're not only on YouTube, though. We're on Rumble as well, another great video platform service. So make sure you subscribe and follow us there as well. When you go to rumble.com/Browns Report, hit the subscribe button. Just more ways to take in great Browns news and rumors content. Listen, they have uncensored politics, news, sports, business, tech, really anything under the sun. So follow us when you go to rumble.com/Browns Report. But the Browns, they got their guy, Deshaun Watson, coming over. This was the NFL passing leader in 2020. He has been one of the top quarterbacks since he came into the league and took over in like week 3 of his rookie season, whatever it was. And he does not only have a great arm, you can use him as a mobile quarterback as well. He can move, he can run, he does it all a little bit. Deshaun Watson is one of the best in the NFL. This is nothing new right now. But what's new is that the Browns have a quarterback, that there's no more QB discussions for who knows how long. I mean, the time is over. We can retire the jersey with all the list of quarterbacks on the back of it. This is it. This is the move. This brings Deshaun Watson to Cleveland and ends the carousel, the jokes, the butt end of the NFL of being the bottom of the barrel without a quarterback for way too long. Deshaun Watson comes to Cleveland. And, of course, with that in mind, Baker Mayfield, done in Cleveland. Now, the Browns initially told me they would not request his trade offer. Now they're trading him. There's no doubt about it. Baker Mayfield, according to Dov, saying that he prefers to be traded to the Colts over the Seahawks. And listen, I'm going to respect Baker for what he did for this team, being a part of a team that ended that postseason drought, won a game in Pittsburgh. But at the end of the day, power to Andrew Berry. I was a little nervous if this all backfired and they had no backup plan. But we'll never know what the backup plan was because who cares at this point? It all worked out. They got their guy, Deshaun Watson. Baker Mayfield is done in Cleveland. The Browns ultimately decided we need to do better. And we're going to look at every position and see where we can improve. And if we can improve, we're going to make an effort. And they did that, and it worked. So make sure you're subscribed because we're going to have a lot of Deshaun Watson content coming your way. You're not going to want to miss a single thing. So make sure you hit the big red button. Join us if you're coming across us for the first time. It's the YouTube version of the Dog Pound. Join us, one of us style, Wolf of Wall Street. Hit that big red button. Go to youtube.com/Browns Report. Boss man James, here it is. We got him.
Let's go.
Browns helmet.
Ladies and gentlemen,
we got
him.
We're having fun here. That's what we do here at the Browns Report. That's what we do at Chat Sports. Adam Schefter tweeting out, Jimmy Haslam's 10 years as Browns owner has been eventful with QBs, including, and get ready, Johnny Manziel, Brian Hoyer, RG3, Brandon Weeden, Austin Davis, Josh McCown, Deshaun Kaiser, Kevin Hogan, Cody Kessler, Tyrod Taylor, Baker Mayfield, and now Deshaun Watson. Jimmy Haslam, I went to your college in Tennessee. You were a little cheap there, but finally, $230 million guaranteed to make sure you got the most important position in the history of sports correct. Follow me on Twitter as well. If you're looking for more Deshaun Watson content, give me a follow when you go to @MatthewPeedy. I think the first thing I tweeted was OMG, OMG, and breaking it all down. So follow me on Twitter today. Let's get some shout-outs in for people that follow me on Twitter. 90 seconds. Going to pull up my Twitter right now. Shout-outs for the next ones. Here we go. Keep them coming. We got Bean Dips. That's a nice name. Soshi's son. Keep the follows coming. Daniel Novak. Follow me on Twitter. Get a shout out. We got 60 seconds this. I've honestly never seen my Twitter like this. I usually get like one notification and I'm pretty pumped about it. But right now they're pouring in. We got Isaiah Jones, the Highlander, Pats Nation. Appreciate you, my guy. Magnus, keep following. We got 30 seconds-ish, Jack. Mambi. Keo Kurto. Shamari. 15 seconds. Beat the buzzer. Get a shout out on today's Browns Report. Zach Wilcots. Mike Dibble. Mike Dibble! Just Dave. And that's probably time. Mike Dibble with a $100 super chat. Let's go.
Congratulations, buddy. There he goes. He's double fisted.
Cheers to all of you, Mike Dibble. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woof, woof. Hey, Matthew, love your coverage as always. Can't wait to see Deshaun in Cleveland. Love you guys. Enjoy this. You earned it. Also, Chase, I am back. Mike Dibble, a legend. The real Cliff also follow me. Tim Bro, I don't know what we do for a $100 super chat for the Browns report. Yeah. Last ones to get out. Oh, Gregory, Cameron. Appreciate all of you following me here. If you're looking for just another person to follow, tweeting out about the Browns, tweeting about the NFL, I'm not going to be a Browns beat reporter. I'm not at Berea. But you know what? We keep it light. We keep it fun. And we have a good time all around. Matt, appreciate the follow from you. The real Cliff, we did it. Give me a live shout out. There's your live shout out, Cliff. Joseph Green, Ethan, Timbro. Oh, I think it's happening. Oh, boy. Oh. 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 Deshaun Watson!
Let's go!
Let's go!
Hey, we got to take some shots, too.
Oh, my God.
Got to take some shots. I got the bottle here.
Yeah, let's get some shots.
All right.
Are you kidding me?
Hey,
Let's get some fucking shots.
Get some cups out there or some shot glasses.
We're having a party.
We're having a party,
We getting
baby.
that cutout, though?
We're having a party.
I want the Fetty. I want the
Fetty. Give me the Fetty.
Oh, God.
Just give me a stack of these.
If you watch us for the first time, you're like, what the hell's going
In the
on?
meantime,
this is what's
when
going
you
on.
leave, just clear some
As
of
we
this
like to
stuff
say,
off.
Adam Schefter would never. He's sitting in front of his Big J background with his Michigan diploma. Meanwhile, my SEC ass is just happy to be here.
We're going heavy
Let's
on
go.
these pieces.
James, the boss man.
First super chat in the history of the Browns report.
Let's go.
Mike Dibble tried to super chat
Also,
$100.
shout out to the Dog Pound. 500 live
sent
on
us
our
a
first
second?
view show ever.
Wait, what?
Let's go, Max!
There it is.
Max!
It's his birthday! Max!
Let's
That's
go!
the best birthday ever! Yeah! Unbelievable.
HBD in the chat.
Hey, I got the shot. I got the shots over here. Let's ride.
Let's get this split screen shots flowing.
Harry,
I got one.
you got one? Petey, you got one? Here's
Oh, I gotta tweet this out right now.
here's yours.
Yeah, that's me.
Yoda?
$2.
Yoda?
The Yoda, the king, the boss, the legend, the man. Here we go. Cheers, y'all. Hold on.
Boss man Yodes.
Yode's got to come in here. I'll pour him up one.
He's a Cleveland guy.
This is for you! Get him a shot.
Oh.
Hey. Let's effing ride. Browns fan reaction cut Q&A style.
Yeah, that's
Hey.
a good idea.
Q&A. Q&A coming up on the Browns report.
Watson trade reaction from Browns fans.
Let's go.
Go Browns!
Let's go.
Woo!
To Watson!
Cleveland, you're having the time
Life
of your
of your
life.
Or as Dan Levy would say, Falcons trying to keep the play alive, and now he's dead.
dead.
He's going to Cleveland.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, let me just compose myself for a moment because,
Yes.
this is something I've talked about to actually maybe get a little bit back on track. If you just looked at the three rosters of the Browns, the Falcons, and the Saints, this was never a competition.
No.
I don't have to look it up. I bet there's more combined Pro Bowls on the Browns than those two teams combined. Maybe not the Falcons because of Matt Ryan. Whatever. You get the point, though. I mean, this was never going to be that close of, a competition. But ultimately, it's just the bias of I don't want to go to Cleveland. He was afraid of the cold. We'll get you a jacket, Deshaun. Don't worry. Someone's going to spot you some mittens, too. I just can't believe this. Oh, my goodness. The Browns. So let's get some questions coming in. Use hashtag Browns or Super Chat to get on the show. If you Super Chat, you skip the line. The line's 500 people long right now. Not saying you won't get on with the hashtag Browns, but just the best way to, get it back. Googs, see you follow me on Twitter.
Googs, yeah.
One thing I saw in the chat, by the way, I saw it for a couple people, but does Jarvis Landry all of a sudden be like, you know what? I didn't sell my house yet.
Let me go back.
Let me go back on a team-friendly deal.
Take that piece off the market.
Right. I mean, it says who wants to move? Moving sucks. You don't have to pack anymore. Just, God, if it is, imagine this. Watson takes the snap. It's a play fake to Chubb. He has Kareem Hunt in the flat. Instead, he wants to go deep. Cooper's not there. Maybe he looks at DPJ. Anthony Schwartz is streaking down the sideline, and now Landry's open over the middle.
Bang.
He's got all these options.
Let's go.
That's how exciting this could be.
Let's go. We doing a little brownie mailbag?
Yeah.
Hashtag Browns to get your questions answered on the show. Hashtag Browns to get your questions answered on the show, and you will be featured on the Cleveland Browns Report. Right now, the line pretty long, about 500 people deep. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We'll take any Super Chats. If you want your questions answered, those Super Chats that come in, we will answer those first.
Get hashtag
Browns.
We'll get those questions going. So let's spend a moment while those questions come in to maybe discuss what Baker Mayfield's going to be doing going forward. If you're just joining us, he has obviously, going to be traded, and he's requested that he goes to maybe the Colts over the Seahawks. I think a lot of people in Cleveland are going to have, a tough time of, yeah, this is awesome. We got Deshaun Watson, but Baker Mayfield was, a polarizing topic for the Browns. But if you were a Baker believer, if you were a Baker stan, it's a little tough to see the QB go that did so much for the Browns, right? Like, we don't need to go in the past and talk about what was going on in 2017, 2016, leading up to that 2018 draft. But he helped the Browns. Baker walked, I think, so that the Browns could go out and take a quarterback that could take them to the next level.
Yep.
I think that's what Baker will be remembered as. Of, you know what? We couldn't have had Deshaun Watson if it wasn't for Baker. Because he put this team at least in a spot.
Respectable territory.
Exactly.
Yes.
To make Deshaun Watson go, you know what? There's a lot of pieces there. I know their pass doesn't have banners hanging in their stadium, but let me be the first. Let me be the guy to bring him to the first Super Bowl. And I love players like that. You see it more in college sometimes. If I don't want to go to Bama, I want to go to a smaller school and make my own legacy.
Yeah.
That's what Deshaun Watson did. That's what he opted to do, and he made the right choice. We got some questions, Producer Jack? Let's dive into this thing.
Let's do a cut. Cut daddies.
Welcome into the Cleveland Browns Report. Deshaun Watson is a Cleveland Brown, so we're going to break down all the questions you guys have coming out of this trade, what this means for the Browns going forward. Alongside me here from NFL Daily, Chase Sr. by Chat Sports. We got a ton of things to go through, so let's just start knocking them out one by one. First question coming in, it's a super chat. Appreciate you, Big Dog Wolf. We'll give you a beer cheers. What wide receiver can the Browns afford at this point to help Watson? Well, you got Amari Cooper, but I see what you're saying of wide receivers. There's not many big names left besides Jarvis Landry.
Odell Beckham Jr.?
I don't think
maybe a trade for Robert Woods. I think that's
burned,
unrealistic. Yeah.
But I think what you realistically do is this: you try to get Landry. If not, you're going to get a second or a third round pick for Baker Mayfield wherever he goes. You take that pick and you draft a wide receiver, and you pair Amari Cooper with that rookie, and you already have DPJ, and hopefully Schwartz has a bit of a bounce back-esque year in his second season. Another question coming in here, another super chat as well. Mr. Block Ice 2022 or 2020. Thoughts on what this means for Jimmy G. Wow, I've had way
Jimmy
too
Garoppolo.
many.
Hey, we're going crazy.
Trade-wise. Well, you know what? You asked this question at the right time because Chase Sr. is our 49ers guy here at Chat Sports. So, Chase, what do you think?
Yeah, so look, when we talk about the quarterback market, Deshaun Watson off the board. New Orleans Saints now expected to sign Jameis Winston. That coming in from Adam Schefter. Baker Mayfield's going to get traded by the Browns because he's not going to be the backup with this team, especially considering the contentious relationship that currently exists between him and Cleveland. So for Jimmy G, you're looking at the Carolina Panthers. You're looking at the Seattle Seahawks. You're looking at the Atlanta Falcons, maybe if they trade away Matt Ryan. But the trade value for Jimmy G, and the trade market has somewhat diminished if Jameis goes back to New Orleans. You have Watson going to Cleveland, and what's going to happen with Baker Mayfield? He's going to go to a quarterback-needy team, and he's the more viable quarterback, and more attractive quarterback than Jimmy Garoppolo.
Next question coming in, another super chat. Appreciate you, Roger. Happy for Browns fans, but Watson ain't good enough to sniff Rodgers. You know what? Good thing you wouldn't have to face him to the Super Bowl in that situation. But at the end of the day, I think Deshaun Watson is about, 15 years younger than somewhere in that range. I think my math's a little off, but you get the point. Then Aaron Rodgers. So Rodgers, he can do his purging and voluntary vomiting for all I care. Deshaun Watson, he's not doing that, so I'm not too concerned about comparing one QB from another. The Browns got their first real franchise quarterback since Kosar, probably.
Yes,
so,
easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
Next question, L Raider 93. Cheers to you, L Raider. I can see Deshaun Watson improving this team. They deserve it. Coming from a Raiders fan. You know what, L Raider? Appreciate you, my guy. It's going to be interesting in the AFC. You guys just got Devontae Adams, and the NFC is looking like, like the movie Replacements, right? It's just going to be a laughing stock compared to what's going on in the American Football Conference. Interesting question coming in here from producer Jack. What was Amari Cooper's one-word reaction?
Yes.
Right?
Woo!
Is that it? Good, yeah.
Good.
What was Amari Cooper's one-word reaction? Let us know what you think Amari Cooper thought when he got the notification. If he did, maybe he's in the circles. I'm not sure. Just like you, when he found out Deshaun Watson was going to be the one tossing him the pigskin. Next question in from R&R Cash-On Carter. Lamar's Ravens or Deshaun's Browns? Which WB you want? I don't know. I guess I'll answer this question on which team is better.
What about
maybe?
you?
What about
do
you?
want?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Well, you're at the Cleveland Browns report, so surprise, surprise, I'm going to pick the Browns. But I think Lamar's a great quarterback, right? He's an MVP. But I'm taking Deshaun Watson, the Browns. Case closed. Next question in from Thomas. Thomas, my guy, $20 super chat.
Cheers to you, brother.
Cheers to you, Thomas. Thank you.
I'll take a shot to that, too.
With all that talent, now Watson, he hasn't played in a year. If they don't make it to the Super Bowl in the grounds to fire this regime, I mean, yeah, I guess so. But at the same time, you asked that question, I think, with a bit of a mindset of if they don't make it to the Super Bowl within the first 1, 2, 3 years. Deshaun Watson's a franchise quarterback, right? Like, look how long Tom Brady was at his team. I'm not saying he's the next Tom Brady, but you're saying that's the time span you got. You're going to have him for ideally the next 10-plus years. So if you don't win it in 2022, I'm not burning this regime down. The regime finally did something good. Steven Handel with the next question. What do you think the Browns, what do you rate the Browns after this trade? All right, let's go. It's a good question, Steven. I'm going to say first in the AFC North. Okay, I think that may be a bit of a surprise. I know the Bengals just went to the Super Bowl, but teams kind of go on Super Bowl runs and then fall out a little bit. Happens more often than we like to think. So I'll go with the Browns in the AFC North. But in terms of the NFL, top teams out there, the Bucs with Brady, the Packers, the Broncos with Russell Wilson, they're top 5. I think they have to be, right?
Yeah.
With how much
easily.
talent on that roster?
Yeah.
If they're not 3, I think they're at the Broncos level.
Yeah.
They got a bunch of talent, and they were missing the QB. Both teams making a very similar move, getting a star quarterback when they had a lot of other great pieces around it. If you're watching this report for the first time and you want more Browns mailbags, news, rumors, trades, make sure you are subscribed when you go to youtube.com/Browns Report. Help the dog pound out. We're on YouTube also, so make sure you're subscribed. That way you never miss breaking news like Deshaun Watson, Amari Cooper trades, because something tells me Andrew Berry,
He ain't done.
He ain't done. I'm not saying maybe that's
He ain't done yet.
but like we have now a pattern of him as a GM. If he wants something, he's going to go get it.
Yeah.
He's not going to sit back and go, I hope they come to me. No, he's going to go get his guy.
$5 from Scott Hughes, by the way, Jack.
Ooh, appreciate that, Scott. Let's go to our next question here. How long can they keep all of those skill players with this huge hit to the cap? I mean, that's an actual realistic issue-ish. For sure this season. Nick Chubb, he got an extension last training camp. Kareem Hunt, if I remember correctly, is entering the last year of his deal. I think Kareem Hunt would be the first one to go of the core pieces when they eventually have to decide who they're going to pay and whatnot as contracts expire. People want extensions. But at the end of the day, you retool around your quarterback, but as long as you've got that centerpiece, you make adjustments.
Yeah.
I mean, Kareem Hunt wasn't a top pick in the draft. You can find running backs, and ultimately, I hate to pick on Nick Chubb and Hunt, but we know the running back position is expendable. So how long? For sure 2022. Maybe lose one of those guys in 2023. But when you have a quarterback, you make do. Scott Hughes with the super chat. We all have to restructure some contracts to get more player. Okay, so we're on the contract conversation. And thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it. You're right, though. I mean, they have some bodies to pay. One, Denzel Ward. That all of a sudden just popped in my head. That's a player who's entering the final year of his contract. What are the Browns going to do? Is this the ending? I hate to, ruin the mood here, but I don't know if the Browns can pay Garrett, Watson, Cooper, and Denzel Ward. They may look to have some other players take some restructured deals. We'll see if that's in the making. But that's a good point, and that's something the Browns are going to have to consider. But I go back to the point of, if you got the quarterback, you can find other pieces. Quarterback's the toughest one to find. You can get another corner. How excited are you, though, to have Deshaun Watson as the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns? Scale it 1 to 100. Actually, scale it 99 to 100. I don't see how you can be lower than that. But let me know in the comments, 1 to 100. Let me know how pumped you are that Deshaun Watson is the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. And also make sure you follow us at Rumble, another video platform service that puts out great content regarding sports, news, politics, tech, business, really anything under the sun. So if you want to show this channel some extra love, we all have extra channels at Rumble here at Chat Sports. And I am proud to say that the Browns Report has the second most followers of all the NFL teams, only behind the Chefs. So if you're tired of the Chiefs, and you hate that week 1 loss after going up early on them, let's just make it a competition. Follow us by going to rumble.com/BrownsReport. Roger Moore, $2 super chat. Might there be a suspension? Now we really come down to earth a little bit more.
That's important to know.
It's a very good question, Roger. Here's my view on it. One, we can draw from the NFL's past, which is important to do when it comes to this.
Yep.
Okay? Zeke had a case against him, not 22, but 1. And he got suspended 6 games, if I remember correctly. This is a bit bigger than that. However, I do wonder if the NFL will go, you know what, Deshaun Watson? You sat out the whole 2021 season. We're going to go a little light on you and slap you on the wrist because you basically already served a 1-year suspension. We're going to give you a 4-game suspension. Could that be in the cards? We're going to find out. I just don't know if the NFL is really in their best interest to sideline one of the best QBs for a year and a half or 2 years. That seems like something Roger Goodell will ultimately go, damn, those dollar signs coming out of Cleveland are tough to pass up on. Like, for example, they're going to suspend Deshaun Watson, for a long period of time. Well, now you're not going to give Cleveland any primetime games. They're just losing TV revenue right there because no one wants to watch Case Keenum on Sunday Night Football.
No.
Mike Dibble with the next question. Dibble, appreciate you, my guy. Do you think this move will keep Clowney in Cleveland? A good question.
Yeah.
So right before the news broke, they were in talks on a 2-year, $24 million contract. And depending on when you're watching this, maybe that status has changed already. But I do think there's a good chance now, maybe not for 24 anymore, because they're giving $230 million to do Deshaun Watson. But I'm guessing Clowney, if he had his pick, he'd want to stay where he had a great season a year ago, and they improved dramatically at the most important position. Question coming in from 4K for Voken. Sign Wagner and Clowney. Sounds great to me. That sounds great to me in Madden, and I think that would be fun if both those players decided to take team-friendly deals. But let's not forget the Browns have JOK, and they signed Anthony Walker back. I don't really know if there's move in Joe Woods' 4-2-4 scheme. That's what he kind of likes to run, He likes to get extra DBs out there. I don't know if Wagner fits. And like we said, Clowney, if he wants to come back on a cheap deal, if the Browns can make it work, fine by me. All right, next question coming in from True. So are the Browns better than the Ravens because they are no bums? They are not bums, no cakewalk. Yeah, I think they're better than the Ravens, right? I mean, who's going to say no right now? Chase, what do you think as we bring you back on the show?
Yeah, so actually a pretty fascinating tidbit that I want to hit here live and on this mailbag.
Yeah.
Important contract note for Deshaun Watson, who got a 5-year, $230 million contract Base salary for 2022, this is the genius of Andrew Berry, who learned under Howie Roseman. Get this, PD, $1 million, which means if he's suspended, that'll be the base salary for Deshaun Watson in 2022. $1 million. How about that? Yeah.
So he puts it all in signing bonus? I don't.
Again. Salary cap? It ain't a thing.
It ain't. If someone ever tells you they know the salary cap, they're lying.
Yeah.
It is a mythical place that I spend way too much time trying to research, and I never actually come away knowing much more than I thought I did. Let's ask this question to you guys watching. Will the Browns win the AFC North? Y for yes. I'm not going to even finish that. Give me a Y for yes down in the comment section. The Browns, they're going to win the AFC North. Let's get some shout-outs here on our live stream. Over 550 people watching on the Browns Report.
Nearly 2,000 on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel.
Chase, can you start us off?
Yeah, give some shout-outs to those on the Cleveland Browns Report. By the way, just because I love Matthew Peterson, $50 super chat here on the Cleveland Browns Report. I'll shotgun a beer for the homie here. Try to make him some money here on the channel. $50 super chat. I'll shotgun a beer on the Cleveland Browns Report. Nearly 600 people watching live. Subscribe to the channel. YouTube.com/Browns Report. We went live immediately after this report was made official, and then we broke it down in further detail and did a mailbag on top of that. So those of you in the chat on the Cleveland Browns Report, Tacos Life, Mike Dibble, what it do, brother? Appreciate those donations today. Daniel Massey, Scott Hughes, Tacos Life, MD Neely, Mick the Dog, Mason McHale, Uriel, Oren, Lil Ty G, Glenn Francis, John Lowe, Philip Buffa, Mason, Dab Nation YouTube. Do we think it's a good idea to go sub-only chat on Browns?
Not a bad idea. But before we do, I just want to actually, this just came across the wire. This is the NFL spokesman, Brian McCarthy, on Deshaun Watson. And I think we recently were talking about what a suspension could look like as we kind of dialed down the celebration for a second. He says, any transaction would have no effect on the NFL's ongoing and comprehensive investigation of the serious allegations against Deshaun Watson, nor would it affect his status under the collective bargaining agreement and the personal conduct policy. If the league's investigation determines that Watson violated the personal conduct policy, discipline may be imposed. This is just GM talk, basically. Boring stuff.
Yeah.
So, the NFL's going to do an investigation.
Boring stuff, but important stuff.
We're on sub-only chat. So, if you
This
are
is why
watching
you sub,
this,
man.
if you're watching this on the Browns Report and you want to get in the chat, all you got to do is subscribe.
Yep.
It's free, too. Like, it's not free as in, like, once you put your credit card in, we'll never charge you. You just click a button.
Yes,
it's that
sir.
simple. Oren, we love Chat Sports. We love you, Oren. Appreciate you. Curtin Evans, give me your AFC North rankings. Let's go Browns, Bengals, Ravens, Steelers, and it's really close between the Bengals and the Ravens, and the Steelers in last.
Yep.
Scott Hughes, the contract is as good as the trade. You heard Chase just talk about it. Genius stuff. Andrew Berry, did you know? He went to Harvard, Ivy League.
Learned under Howie Roseman, who, hey, he might not be the best developer or identifier of talent. He can manipulate the salary cap.
You want to hear something funny on Brown's Twitter right now?
Yeah.
I get made fun of in the office because of Brown's Twitter. I don't care. Chad Johnson, Chad Ochocinco, tweeted out a couple days ago, Deshaun Watson to the Browns. And people thought he was trolling Cleveland because of his days in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Did he know?
Yeah.
Did he know? Maybe.
Inside scoop. Kid Wilson, 33, by the way, a subscriber of the Cleveland Browns Report, and a shout-out to Petey. Matthew Peterson is the Deshaun Watson of YouTube. Bang.
Yeah. Oh.
Chris Lutteray.
Yeah.
Subscribing to the channel.
Thank you. Curtin Evan, you're right. All right, you're welcome. Tim Michaels, now Stefanski has to do his part and pull through. That's a great point because I think Kevin Stefanski was limited in what he wanted to do offensively with Baker. Not only because of Baker's injury last season, but just the type of schemes and throws he knows Baker can and can't make, right? Baker's had some issues with a bit of downfield accuracy. He doesn't have that with Watson and the arm talent, right? This opens up the playbook in terms of the route tree receivers can do. So Stefanski is about to become, hopefully, another AP Coach of the Year, but we're going to find out what he's really made of. All right, make sure you also follow us on Rumble. Let's get ready to rumble by going to rumble.com/Browns.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Listen, if you want another way to support the channel, you just click one link and then you hit subscribe, and that's all you got to do, and that gets my boss off my ass. And if you've had a boss that gets on your tail about something, this is an easy way to appease both parties.
Bang, bang.
So make sure you follow us at rumble.com/Browns Report. And if you like us even that much, maybe you'll head on over to rumble.com/NFL Daily, because NFL mock drafts, trade rumors, stuff like this that encompasses the entire league is covered here by the big wigs at Chat Sports like Chase Sr. So just more ways to get your favorite content for, let's be honest, the best league in all of sports.
It's not even close.
Yeah. Baseball could never. Baseball would probably I bet baseball would announce a Mike Trout trade now. That's what they would do.
A big trade would happen, and then Rob Manfred would be like, oh, no, I'm shutting that down.
Yeah. Baseball could never. All right, we got a super chat coming in, though. This one for the Brownies. Appreciate you, Clint. Is Brandon Cooks trade an option now? We will be getting a pick for Baker. It's a good idea. Brandon Cooks has always been involved in trade rumors because his name is Brandon Cooks and he lives out of a suitcase. So, potentially, I would think the Browns, they probably want to go with a rookie wide receiver, mostly because you already got a lot of money tied up in other spots. What you pay a receiver in the third round or second round is much less than Brandon Cooks.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's that much of a difference of talent between some of these top receivers than Brandon Cooks, who's getting a little bit older, and he'll be a free agent after 2022, 2023, sometime soon. So you get to pay him eventually then. I like the idea, don't get me wrong, but I think they'll probably go to the draft to fill that void. Browns have been busy in free agency, to say the least now, after getting Deshaun Watson. Haven't been too much action on the free agent trail, but let me know. What's your favorite signing, favorite move? Could be Anthony Walker bringing him back. They signed Taven Bryan to help out to replace the two Maliks up front. So let me know what your favorite signing, free agency move. The cop-out's Deshaun Watson, and you won't get any grief from us here if you want to say that. Let us know down below what your favorite free agency signing/move has been so far by the Cleveland Browns. As we get some more shout-outs here on the Browns Report. Riley, what's Baker's value? Great question. The Colts and the Seahawks, I think, kind of have the Browns by the balls a little bit because they know they have to move on from him. So I'm guessing at least a third, maybe a second. Sam Darnold went for a second last year.
Exactly. Carson Wentz went for a protected first. He had to play about 75% of his snaps.
The thing with the Seahawks is they have 2 early seconds-ish. They have their own, I believe, and the Broncos as well after that Russell Wilson trade.
Yeah.
So teams will look at the second round and go, it's not just any second. What kind of second? Early, late second. So maybe the Colts, who went a little deeper, record-wise, maybe give their second-round pick.
Another super chat coming in from Clint Beach. We also have a couple of more super chats coming in on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel.
We got to this one.
Yeah, we talked about this one, right?
Yep.
Mike Dibble, $5 super chat. Are we going to Roger now?
Yeah,
we're going to Roger. Okay, $5 super chat. As a Cowboys fan, I know about the so-called NFL investigation Zeke was. A witch hunt. Police basically said it was a gold digger case. Still got 6 games. Yes, so you're basically saying that pertaining to Deshaun Watson, he could go on the NFL exempt list.
Yeah.
And that is a realistic possibility. Now, a big note for that, Deshaun Watson's base salary in 2022, $1 million. So basically, Cleveland gave up a lot of draft capital to get Deshaun Watson. But if he can't play this year, they're able to escape that big salary cap number because it's not a big salary cap number. It's only $1 million. So they kind of protected themselves to a certain degree.
Yeah, and to follow up on that, I don't want to speculate too much on what a suspension could look like.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this. The NFL, year after year, has gotten a little more lenient on things. And I don't say this to, blow off the serious allegations, but that the NFL, in my opinion, has learned from, I wouldn't say their mistakes in the past, but going, you know what? Whether it's right or wrong, sidelining star players is not good for business. And the NFL is a business. So whether you don't like it or not, that's a different conversation. But if I had to, make an educated guess, maybe I'm wrong, I think the NFL is going to do what's best for business at the end of the day. Mike Dibble, do you think this move will keep Clowney in Cleveland? If Clowney wants to come back on a cheapish deal, yeah. The Browns are apparently going to offer him a 2-year, $24 million contract. So I don't know if they can swing that anymore. But what's interesting was that news came out 10 minutes, 20 minutes before the Watson news. So I'm guessing the Browns wouldn't have had done that if they didn't know, but maybe they were completely blindsided when Deshaun called him. He was like, actually, I changed my mind. Where's a good spot to live in Cleveland? I'm coming up there later today.
Yeah.
Let's get to our next super chat. Juan Sanchez, OBJ, and Jarvis back to the Browns. Jarvis, potentially. OBJ, I don't know. Maybe now that Baker's not there, but let's not forget this. OBJ tore his ACL in Week 7 of 2020. He returned to the NFL in Week 4 of 2021. Almost 11 months, essentially, to rehab. He tore his ACL again in the Super Bowl in February. If it's 11 or 10 months, we're talking about a November, December, January return. Now, maybe this is, I never tore my ACL, so I have no idea what a rehab looks like for that.
I hope you never do, brother.
Yeah.
Me too.
But
That and
maybe
Achilles.
maybe he returns quicker this time. I don't really know. I know it was not his same knee, though. So if it's going to be like last time, he ultimately may not be signing with someone until late in the season, almost like this past season, and he may just pick the best team to try and win his Super Bowl. That's where I think OBJ, or what happens with him. Let's open the book up a little bit here. Who has been the biggest NFL free agency winner so far? Aside from the Cleveland Browns, right? I mean, you land Deshaun Watson. As for some big moves, I liked what the Eagles did, getting Hassan Reddick, Allen Robinson to the
Fletcher
Rams.
Cox, by the way, back to the Eagles.
Oh, they were able to amend that.
1 year deal. Mike Garafolo, I'd expect it to be finalized and signed in the coming days, perhaps on Monday, but he's on track to return to Philadelphia.
Yeah, super chat on the Browns there, Jack. I see some funny stuff in the chat too. Other winners I'm trying to think of. Honestly, it's been like the longest week for us covering the free agency window. Trying to remember the big moves at the start of it back on Monday.
Seriously.
There's just been so many signings at this point, it feels like. But let's get to the super chat here coming in from Miguel. What's going on in Cleveland? A parade, potentially, right?
To a certain degree, yeah.
Champagne everywhere, beer flowing, people dancing. I mean, that's what's going on in Cleveland right now, I have to envision. So the Browns get a franchise quarterback and not one that leaves people having sports talk radio debates over, right? That's not Deshaun Watson in terms of his skill level. Those days are over. Another super chat from the greatness of the Raiders. The Devontae trade was a great birthday present for me today. War the Raider Nation. Great job, guys. Appreciate you. The greatness of the Raiders. Yeah, talk about a fun last couple hours for some fan bases. The Raiders get Adams. The Browns get Watson. This league, man, this NFL league, nothing is like it. Let's get some more shout-outs here. Let us know. Biggest NFL free agency winner. Let me know
How about
who
this
you think
too?
it is.
Yeah, we're $50 away from $500 in Super Chats on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel as we are broadcasting live there. 1,400 plus people watching live on the Cleveland Browns Report. 400 people watching live. $30 in Super Chats. If you want to get your questions answered, if you want a shout out, some recognition, Super Chat us. We guarantee you that will give you a shout out here. But the main point of emphasis, let's get the $500 in Super Chats here on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel. 1,400 people watching live, $50 away from $500 in Super Chats. And look, this is why you subscribe, and this is why we appreciate your donation so much, because day one of NFL free agency, we were live literally for 8 hours straight. Day two, 6 hours. Wednesday, we were live for 4 or 5 hours. Yesterday, we were live for 4 or 5 hours again. And today, we went live at 11 a.m., so we've been live for 5 hours because there was so much going on in NFL free agency, NFL news and rumors. And that's what we do here at Chat Sports. Now, when you give us donations, we really appreciate it because we work our asses off behind the scenes. A lot of you see us drinking beers, taking shots, beer bongs, beer boots, shotguns on air. But the work that goes behind that really is crazy. And right now, I'm looking at the lab right now, at the Chat Sports offices. People are grinding their asses off to make what we do possible, and you make what we do possible as well. That's why we're so appreciative of all of your donations. And here is our Super Chat menu. Matthew, break it down.
Yeah. Before we do that really quickly, what are we getting into, Jack?
Saints
Saints
cut. I
cut,
can host if you want, Matthew.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just want to address one quick thing and hijack time for chat in the Browns. Just I
Take your
read
time.
this earlier, but going back to the Baker Mayfield, let's not disrespect him. I've said the Browns and the Dog Pound should thank Baker for what he helped to do for the Cleveland Browns,
sure.
getting them out of the depths, right?
Yep.
1 win in 2 seasons before he got there, getting them to the postseason, winning in Pittsburgh. I will forever be thankful for what Baker Mayfield did to help this Browns organization and franchise grow. Granted, he was not alone, right? Landry, Garrett, there are a lot of other pieces there. But still, he's the quarterback. So I thank Baker for that, because ultimately Baker Mayfield is a part of the reason, maybe the biggest reason, why the Browns were in a position for Deshaun Watson to go, you know what, let me go to Cleveland.
Yeah.
Because this is the Browns we're talking about. We know this, that there's a chip on our shoulders about people don't want to come to Cleveland. You know, it isn't Miami, it isn't New York, but you know what? At the end of the day, Watson made the right call going to the best roster. But I'll miss Baker in the standpoint of not like I'm going to miss him under center, but I'll miss him because he walked so we could run.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the best way to summarize Baker. So if you're missing Baker in the chat, I understand it. I get that. But let's get ready to party.
Yeah.
Because we just upgraded big time.
For Saints, Jack, and for those of you watching, we're about to break down the latest Saints news and rumors. And for those of you watching on the Cleveland Browns Report, you won over the New Orleans Saints in the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes because you landed one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League. So we're going to kind of approach this from the Saints' point of view here on NFL Daily and on the Cleveland Browns Report. So make sure you continue to hit that red subscribe button, like the video, and that goes a long way in supporting everything that we do. See a lot of your questions coming in on the Browns Report. Mason, Pee Wee, Kurt, why don't we do Seahawks in the meantime? Mick the Dog, Sonny Ball, Orrin Smith. So we're actually going to pivot a little bit, like Michael Jordan on a fadeaway. You know, we're going to pivot a little bit. Petey's a Chicago guy. He knows what I'm talking about. Whoa, what do we got?
Anthony Walker is giving up his number 4 for Deshaun Watson. Very nice.
Oh, wow.
I know I got a little excited, but still.
No, I like
Post
it.
on IG.
So instead of talking Saints, we're going to talk
Talk Seahawks, where
we're going to talk some Seattle Seahawks
if
because
you want to follow Baker,
they too are in the mix for a quarterback, and there's been a lot of rumors about Baker Mayfield potentially getting traded to Seattle. So here on the Browns Report, with the Deshaun Watson domino now falling, there are a lot of moves that can now transpire to impact the Browns, but also involve some teams and involve some players that are involved with the Cleveland Browns, but also players on this roster. In the meantime, though, here's our Super Chat menu. $5 will give you a beer cheers. $10, we will talk about your team on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel. And I see Super Chats coming in. We'll get to those here in a little while after we talk about some of these teams that are kind of impacted by Deshaun Watson. We're $40 away from $500 in Super Chats. Once we get there, I'm bringing everybody in from the Chat Sports office, and we're all going to take some drinks, take some shots, and shotgun some beers and have a good time if we get the $500 in Super Chats. We are $40 away. $15 roulette wheel spin. Haven't done those today. $25, we'll take some shots. $100 Das Boot, $50 I'll shotgun, and we'll continue to have fun and talk about NFL free agency here on NFL Daily and on the Cleveland Browns Report. Those of you watching on the Cleveland Browns Report, really appreciate you guys for showing up, showing out. First time we have gone live on this channel.
Yeah.
One of our fastest growing channels here under the Chat Sports umbrella. Petey, I mean, this has been dope for you,
here's
man.
what I'm going to say, too. You know, we got some bigger channels at Chat Sports. Ones like the 49ers, Chase runs have been on here for a little bit longer. But if you guys come out 550-plus strong, I'm going to make my pitch to the boss man here to get some more Browns content your way.
Here we go.
A lot
More
easier.
subs,
More
more videos.
subs, more content. We can go live every week.
So, Jack, we going Seahawks here? Okay, cool. You let me know when we're ready. Do you want to have that NFL Daily L3 there? You want to go Seahawks? Cool. Remind me what we're talking about here. Okay. Yeah. No commercial breaks here at Chat Sports.
No.
Built different.
It said you get to see the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Kerry Hyder, yep. Getting to 8 is never an issue. Okay. All right. So we're about to talk about the latest Seattle Seahawks news and rumors. Producer Jack, we ready to rock? Those of you watching us on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel, continue to keep that chat rate flowing on the Cleveland Browns Report. Seahawks directly impacted by Deshaun Watson. That's why we're talking about it here on the channel. Welcome into Seattle Seahawks Today by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Senior. He is Matthew Peterson. It is day 5 of NFL free agency, and the biggest domino that we were waiting to fall was the Deshaun Watson trade. Now, the Seahawks were never really invested in Deshaun Watson. He had a no-trade clause. According to reports out there, he didn't want to get traded to the Seattle Seahawks, and in a monster move that has really ripple effects across the National Football League, he's been traded to the Cleveland Browns. So this impacts Seattle in terms of the quarterback market and a potential trade that could take place for their next quarterback as a Russell Wilson replacement. This coming in from Dov Kleiman. He said Browns quarterback Baker Mayfield informed the team he prefers a trade to 2 destinations, the Indianapolis Colts or the Seattle Seahawks. Some of you watching might ask, why not the New Orleans Saints? They are bringing back Jameis Winston, who was having a pretty decent year last year before tearing his ACL. But Matthew Peterson, I'm going to bring you onto the set. You were reacting to the Deshaun Watson trade on the Cleveland Browns report. For Baker Mayfield now, a deal and a trade seems to be inevitable and imminent. What happens if the Seahawks trade for Baker Mayfield, and what player are they getting?
So let's first talk about the idea of trading for Baker, what that could cost. I think Baker's going to go for maybe a second or a third. Hard to say. He is coming off a shoulder surgery. So the Seahawks are going to use that in their advantage in negotiations with Cleveland, who, by the way, they have to get rid of Baker. So they don't have much leverage. So Seattle did pick up some picks from Denver, so that makes it a little easier. And ultimately, this could go one of 2 ways, right? You could get Sam Darnold and have it cost you a second and it be a horrible trade. Or you could get your franchise QB. If you think the Browns messed up Baker, didn't maximize him to his potential, whatever you want to spin zone yourself to doing to sell yourself on Baker and have it only cost you a second or a third, that's highway robbery. So as for the player they're getting at Baker Mayfield, they're getting a guy who loves football, he loves his teammates, he loves the team. They're getting a competitor. That's Baker Mayfield. We've known that since his days in college. He wants to win, and sometimes his emotions maybe overshadow who he is as a player, but Baker Mayfield had a bad season in 2021. He also got hurt in week 2 after being sacked and tore his rotator cuff and then tore his humerus a couple weeks later against the Cardinals in week 6, I think. So Baker Mayfield is a QB. He's up and down. He's a roller coaster. He's had some good points in his career. He also had some bad points. He also had the most touchdowns by any rookie quarterback in his rookie season. So there's a lot to digest when it comes to Baker Mayfield if you're a Seahawks fan. But I think you ask yourself this question. Is Baker Mayfield better than 2 things? Any QB in this draft or Drew Lock? I think the answer is yes. Is he so much better that he's worth a draft pick?
Yeah.
That's the follow-up question.
And here's the thing about Baker Mayfield. Like, everybody focuses in on him being an emotional guy and the tenure with the Cleveland Browns really fizzling out, and it certainly did. But he was drafted number 1 overall as a surprise, but also he was drafted number 1 overall because he does have some ability. He has some talent. Very good arm strength, decent mobility, and a quarterback who can win you games. I mean, he helped lead the Cleveland Browns to their first playoff win since the 1990s last year for a dysfunctional franchise that was really down in the dumps. So Baker Mayfield can certainly still play, and if the Seahawks were to trade for him, 1, he's on his rookie contract, so the contract is really not all that crazy.
$18 million
2,
on 1 year.
He is better than Drew Lock or a Geno Smith type of player. So should the Seahawks trade for Baker Mayfield? 12s. Show up, show out in the comments section. Let us know what you think. Type Y for yes or type N for no. We know that you're a very passionate fan base there in the Pacific Northwest. That's why you got to subscribe to the channel as well. But we want you to treat the comment section like a sports talk radio call-in line and let us know if you think the Seahawks should trade for Baker Mayfield.
And to go off that, Chase, one last thing here before we move on to the next story. If you really want to sell yourself on Baker, you know who also switched teams to hurting his shoulder? Drew Brees.
Drew Brees.
You just tell yourself that enough.
You know who also has
sell
an injured
yourself
shoulder? Jimmy Garoppolo.
Okay.
To Carlos Dunlap now. He has been cut by the Seattle Seahawks. Was a big trade acquisition back 2 years ago during the 2020 season. And at defensive tackle, a guy who can also kind of line up on the edge as well. I thought he was pretty good for Seattle in 2021, coming over from the Cincinnati Bengals where he wasn't getting playing time. That's why he got dealt to Seattle. Had a pretty good year. 35 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, 8.5 sacks, 7 pass breakups. I think one of the underrated aspects of his game, he does a really good job with that size of 6'6", 280 plus pounds of putting his arms up to deflect passes from opposing quarterbacks. You can combine that with the fact that that he's really good at rushing the passer. I think he's going to have value out there on the open market. Was a very successful player with the Cincinnati Bengals, put up a bunch of big numbers, came to Seattle because really they were pressured to make a win-now move 2 years ago, and he was pretty good upon that trade, making impact plays, but now it's really a salary cap saver and a money saver for Seattle to move on from Carlos Dunlap.
And to go off of that, too, this is a Seahawks team that I don't really know if they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Are they retooling or are they rebuilding? If they get Baker Mayfield, they're retooling. If they decide to roll with a rookie or Drew Lock, they're rebuilding. But they know right now they don't want to commit to any big contracts, or they're not feeling like they're going to win a Super Bowl in 2022. So why not free up some money? That way you can be big spenders, say, in 2023 with a better QB draft class, and you can, be bigger spenders then. Get some other news here in the Seahawks world. Kerry Hyder was cut as well by Seattle. Bit of a disappointing season in 2021, only tallying 1.5 sacks. Chase is a Seahawks team that defensively they have gone away from what we know them to be. The Legion of Boom is far over right now, so I think we're finding out what this next Seahawks front and defense is going to look like as they begin to try and find some new pieces to work around. Also, Bobby Wagner, that's his old news here, done in Seattle. So I think we're seeing Pete Carroll, John Schneider hit a hard reset button and not want to have these bigger-ish contracts on their books when they don't feel like they're in a win position right now with these guys. So why not just, get some extra money in the piggy bank, and we'll cross this bridge later once we got a quarterback we feel can really help win us some football games.
Yeah,
so,
and it's been weird for Seattle the last couple of years because Pete Carroll, look, he came to Seattle, Pacific Northwest, out of USC, and when he was at USC, I mean, he had that program humming, right? But really the consistent theme upon, Pete Carroll coming to Seattle with the Seahawks, they made it to those back-to-back Super Bowls. They won one. But the mainstay for that organization was defense. But the last couple of years, they have not been a good defensive football team. That's a big reason why they changed defensive coordinators, and they're moving in this new era, as we've talked about here on the channel. And really, they've been somewhat aggressive in free agency so far. And because of the fact that they've made some of those moves, they've had to cut bait with some of these players, like Kerry Hyder, on this roster. Now, this is why you subscribe to Seattle Seahawks Today by Chat Sports. We are really closing in on 26,000 subscribers. If you want the best Seahawks news and rumors here on YouTube, it's interactive, informative, consistent, and involves the audience, then you got to hit that red sub button down below or go to youtube.com/SeahawksTV. A move that Seattle made. They signed Quentin Jefferson. Signed with the Seahawks, 2-year deal. We'll see what the details are. But the initial takeaways here, Matthew Peterson, as Seattle continues to make a flurry of moves in NFL free agency.
Yeah, I'm thinking in terms of my reaction or takeaway from this is it's a little bit of, I don't know if it's one step forward, 2 steps back, but more as a fan, you're like, what are we trying to accomplish right now? I mean, like I said earlier, is this a retool or is this a reset? And if they get Baker Mayfield, I don't think they're looking at it as like a reset. And so we go full circle on these other moves that I think in the NFL, a lot of the moves you make are very dependent on who you have as your quarterback. You don't go out and get big name players always if you don't feel like you're ready to compete. And at the same time, you got to spend some money or else you're not going to have any butts in your seats to watch you guys lose. But you got to have, you got to be able to stay competitive, especially in the NFC West, where we have known it to be one of the toughest divisions in football. So let me ask this question to wrap up the show. Grade the Seahawks move so far. A, B, C, D, or F. Let us know the letter grade down below. I guess if you factor in the Russell Wilson trade, it'll be hard to find anything better than C. But with maybe just free agency
Transitional
signings.
phase.
Exactly. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Shout out time.
All right, we'll give some shout-outs to those on the Cleveland Browns report, as well as on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel. Scott Zappa is on the Browns report. Justin Blair is as well. Orrin Smith, Dion Owens, Family Man, Mick the Dog, Dog Pound, Rise Up, Show Out. On our main Chat Sports YouTube channel, still 1,300 people watching live. We are $34 away from $500 in Super Chats. Let's get to that milestone. Really important here at Chat Sports. Those of you watching on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel, I'm looking at Eric Torres, Shane Haran, AJ Evans, Mark Gabbert, Go Cyan, Superior Records, Polar Splash, Cole, Aaron, Big L, Lovely, Dante, Ghost, Caden, That Kid Gid, Joshua Summerlin. Thanks to all of you for rocking and rolling with us here at Chat Sports.
Yeah, and also to everyone watching on our Browns live stream. We deviated a little bit there from Browns news, so I get that. But here at Chat Sports, we cover the whole league. So unfortunately, if I have argued enough to try and make it a little more one-dimensional, but there are 31 other teams you got to show some love to every once in a while. So that's what we're going with right there. But let's get some shout-outs here. Scott Zappa, appreciate you. Always see you in the comments section. Happy to see you here. Kid Wilson, here's your shout-out to Justin Blair, Family Man, Oren Smith. So appreciate everyone watching on our Browns live stream. First one ever. So you guys are part of history.
Yes.
How about that? Put that on your wall. It's going on mine tonight. Got a couple of shout-outs. Come here. Mick the dog. He's been busy in the chat. I love YouTube chats. It's where friendships are made or broken.
Gotta love it, man.
Yeah. He's got the elf as his icon, too. One of the best logos in sports. Justin Blair. Appreciate you guys watching here. Clint Beach, go Browns. Go you, buddy. Give a cheers to that.
Go you, buddy.
Yep.
That's right.
We got some other news coming your way here, Producer Jack. What do we got going on?
Okay.
We're going to talk about the Saints
next
a little
now?
bit here because maybe
So the Saints,
they
missed out on Deshaun Watson.
They did. Are they in on? I thought you said they were in on Winston. Is that a thing? Did I miss that?
Yes, that's what we're talking about.
Okay.
Yep.
Did the Big J's tweet it?
Or
are we tweeting it? Shefty tweeted. Oh boy. Well, if Shefty tweeted it, it's got to be.
Is
true
that
a little.
official, Jack? Just so I know off the top. Okay.
Could you imagine? So, Winston tore his ACL in like week 7, week 8, week 9.
About that middle portion of the year. Yeah.
I don't think he'll be ready for week 1. Do they roll with Taysom Hill and Ian Book?
Yeah, I actually think he might be ready. He started ramping up activity.
I got burned
a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Back in the fall because I would thought OBJ would be ready for week 1.
Yeah.
You know, and I was burned on that.
Right.
And I was like, oh, he was not even week 2 or week 3 actually. So that's why now I'm always like, all right, let's pump the brakes a little bit here.
Yeah.
So
383 first 27. How's that for Browns? Pretty solid. Petey?
What?
383 first 27.
383
Is
for
that solid for Browns?
yeah.
Pace? Decent?
Amari Cooper.
A lot of competition out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up? Okay, cool. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, basically to recap what has been a crazy and epic and basically life-changing day in the National Football League, the Cleveland Browns traded for Deshaun Watson. Now, we've been live on the Browns Report for a long while now, a couple hours at this point, I believe. We're about to end that live stream, but basically we're recapping everything that transpired. And Matthew, obviously, this is a trade that is the most notable in the history of the franchise and could be franchise-altering considering the talent and the money that Deshaun Watson is being paid. By the way, Ian Rappaport had a mistype in his tweet. He said a $1 million base salary for 2022. It's actually $10 million. So he didn't include that zero on the back end of that. So that is the new update there.
Ian.
Yeah.
Trouble.
I know.
But look at the trade package right there, and I get it. That's a lot of capital. But I think you got to face reality. If you don't have a quarterback in this league anymore, you're playing chess and everyone else, or you're playing checkers and everyone else is playing chess, okay? So it's worth the 3 first-round picks. I think there's no doubt about it. And you get a 5th rounder, not bad, and you hopefully get a 2nd for Baker. So you get Deshaun Watson, you still have a 2nd-round pick in this upcoming draft. And by the way, you didn't lose your 2nds for next year. So I look at it like this. You gave up 2 firsts because the draft's almost over, it feels like. There's 2 more drafts without first pick. Fine by me. I mean, Browns fans should know it better than anyone else. Not all first-round picks work out anyway. So let someone else screw up the pick for them. Just take the proven talent at the most important position in all of sports.
There you go. $5 super chat. Ricochet TV on the Browns Report. How much will it take for Walker to give up that number 4? He already did, right?
He posted on Instagram that he's giving it to Watson.
Say less.
So Deshaun Watson, I guess, steak dinner on him. Like, that's probably, players do that, maybe a watch or something. But, yeah, I don't think there's going to be much of a competition for that number, for number 4. All right, next one. Clint Beach. Rodgers probably has a bruised ego now. Him being the highest paid QB didn't last long. Yeah, I didn't think about that. He blew, because Rodgers got like $150 million, but I don't know. It was spread over a couple of years. I don't know how much that's guaranteed, but you're right. Him and his man bun are going to be a little butthurt after that, but not my problem. So sorry, Aaron. Maybe call your parents to console you. that too mean? I think I went a little far.
No.
Okay. Also, if you're watching the Browns Report, we're going to end the live stream in a little bit. But if you like what we're doing and you're coming across this for the first time, you can continue watching by going over to either rumble.com/NFL Daily or youtube.com/NFL Daily. So check us out, Chat Sports. Sorry, no, youtube.com/Chat Sports. So just follow us there. Make sure you hit all the subscribe buttons. Show some love here because we're giving you guys all the content you guys could ever want. And also make sure you follow us at the Browns Report at rumble.com by going to rumble.com/Browns Report. I got that link in the comments. It's also in the description of the video, so super easy to find. Just more ways to show some love to the channel here. Get those numbers up. We're approaching 1,000, so help us cross that milestone. Like I said, we're about to kill the live stream on our Browns feed. But if you want to continue watching, stay up to date with more NFL stuff, just want to hang out with Chase and I. Crack open some cold ones. Enjoy the start of your weekend. Because what better way to start off a Friday than having a real QB1 under center?
Damn
so
right.
go join us at youtube.com/Chat Sports. You'll see it right there. Chat Sports TV, sorry. And follow us at rumble.com/Browns Report.